Yo!
Welcome to the show. My name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Doc
and this is
Red Rock Revolution!
How's it going, everybody? I know we haven't seen you in a second.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Week off. We're glad to be back. Really excited about the guest today. Good friend of mine. He's a pretty cool guy, pretty cool artist, and I'm glad we were able to get him on the show. Luca, what is going on?
Welcome to the
What's
show.
What's up, guys? I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, dude. I mean, I'm so excited. I just letting all the viewers know real quick. We were not on last week. Jonah had a kind of mini tour situation.
I had some shows.
Yeah, I just wrapped up an off-Broadway run in the New York City theater. That was really great. Awesome. But we are so excited to be back. And with Luca, who, I've had the pleasure of actually, kind of performing with and doing a gig with. And so I couldn't think of a more fitting person to start the show back with. How you been, man?
Dude, I've been good. Just finished up my first year at Berklee College of Music, so it's been fun.
Exciting.
And,
awesome.
Got back last night, and now we're here doing a podcast, so I'm excited to talk with y'all guys because you guys are super cool. So
Exactly. Yeah, man, because I haven't seen you since you were home for, was it the winter break or was it before that?
Yeah, we hung out over winter break, recorded some TikToks, played some covers and stuff. Just hung out.
Yeah, it was fun. We have some stuff to still share. We have some stuff in the vault we still have to put out there, but I'm excited to do that. And then the time before that, we really only hung out like twice, but it's been a blast both times, obviously. Yeah. The first time we met was in the summer, right before you went to school.
Yeah, so we had a little gig at Amityville where a bunch of bands from Long Island. We made the card, and it was Just Add Water, your band, the Nick Valley band, and one of my old bands. We put it together, and it was a great show. Did a lot of covers, some originals, and just got to meet so many cool people from Long Island. Like brought the high schoolers together from all over.
That crowd was hype as fuck.
That's cool.
Man.
Yeah,
they were on something. Like that was the only gig that I can say I've done where it was just like a huge group of teenagers, and like I need more of that in my
Those
life.
are always the best crowds. Yeah. They're always willing to go crazy and like they don't care because they're kids.
They have the best time. Exactly. That venue was cool too. It was like small, but it was like very like hype at the same time, and like the lighting. And I know that my drummer AJ had like that. He said that was his favorite gig we ever did too. So that was a cool venue. I definitely want to do that that place again. But you've been at school in the interim. How's that been? What's the experience been like? What are you up to there?
Yeah, so Berklee, it's a pretty cool school for music, and it's been great.
Might have heard
honestly.
of it.
It's you might have heard of it, but it's an awesome school. There's a lot to do there. It's the only school where everyone's doing music, and there's a community for every single person there, whether you're a producer, a songwriter, a performer, or an instrumentalist. There's theater. They have dance. They have absolutely everything there. Yeah. And to get the most out of that experience, you just gotta get involved with as many clubs and just meet as many people, network. Everyone all day is just working with other people. You don't even have time to do your own stuff because you just want to be doing stuff with other people. And then they also got a ton of classwork and stuff like that too. But it's all music related, which is so cool. Like they have you doing music theory and performing and like production classes. It's like heaven for me. But
I've
awesome.
seen some of the stuff.
Dude, that sounds so
posted,
fun
on your stories or whatever, and it seems like it seems like a blast over there. Also, it seems pretty big. Like I know I know you, and I know a couple of people that go there. Probably like somewhere between 5 and 10 people that go there, including you, and like. A lot of people like they don't like. I'm like, do you know this person? They're like, no. Like, it seems like must be like a pretty big like place.
There's I think about 4,000 kids. So and a lot of the students live off campus. They don't have a huge like on campus housing.
True. Where are you? Are you on campus?
The first year they make pretty much everyone stay on campus, but then in the fall I'm gonna have my own apartment.
That's important.
I own a room with someone. Cool. It's cheaper, but it's gonna be awesome having that. I'm just gonna turn it into like a production, like studio, every room is gonna have a setup, and we're gonna have people in and out all the time.
Oh yeah,
that's
gonna be so much fun
for sure, man. That's super exciting.
Y'all pull up to Boston, bro. I'll have you guys over.
I've been trying to get him on. By the way, I don't know if we had this conversation. He's over on the West Coast. He's in California. So I've been trying to get him over on the East Coast. I've met him, but Jonah, please.
Dude, I want to. I've been so busy.
Petition.
And I haven't had time to plan.
Petition. If you come to New York, you're just gonna have to stay here for a month.
Yeah.
And just to go up and down the East Coast.
Yeah,
just road trip. Just get over here, then we'll just go down the coast to Florida.
Dude, the East Coast Jinx tour.
Let's do it. We'll do a joint tour. It'll be great. But yeah, no, totally. I've only heard the best things about Berklee, and it seems like from what I've seen, you working on music production and stuff, definitely upping your game and doing your thing. I mean, you've already been super talented. I love all of your songs and stuff, before you were even at the school. But that's super exciting. Speaking of that, you want to maybe talk a little bit about what you do and your kind of music? Yeah.
How you got into music?
So I'm a singer-songwriter. Yeah, for sure. So my name's Luca. My artist name is Luca Alex. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, instrumentalist, all that stuff. And I mostly make pop music, but I also write music for a lot of other people and produce too. At Berklee, I'm always setting up songwriting camps with other students, and we're writing for artists there. And then I also will produce for other artists there. So not only my own stuff, but I love to do any type of pop stuff or R&B, anything, or because pop is such a wide genre. But I'm always working on music.
You definitely have a dreamy because your guitar tones are definitely always nice and
adding
clean and
clean
reverby,
chorusy.
chorusy, that dream pop kind of thing. It's amazing though.
Nice.
I dig it.
No, it's kind of the sound I'm going for. Some of my artists that I reference are LAUV, Bazzi, Shawn Mendes, but try to make it, tailor it to my own style and fit my own brand with it too.
Yeah,
so.
For sure, definitely. But yeah, he was saying, what because I don't even know. I always love bringing people on the show, by the way, because people that I know and friends of mine, because I get to really learn about their stories and their journeys and what got you into music, just what hospital you were born, all the fun stuff.
Okay, let's dive into it. So no one in my family really does music.
Okay.
It's a funny story how I started. So back when I was a really little kid, maybe 2-3 years old, I was obsessed with the show The Wiggles. Do you know that show?
Oh, dude, same as me. Dude, I love The Wiggles.
Crew. Love it.
Yeah, so I would watch them every day, and I would dance to their songs in my diapers, and I had this plastic toy guitar I would pretend to play. So my parents saw that, and they were like, we need to sign you up for guitar lessons. So I think at 5 years old, I was already taking some lessons, and it just stuck. I've been doing guitar since I was 5, and I always loved it. Got more into songwriting around 12, 13. And it's just been continuous trying to get better, practice and take from others, play with other people, learn from other people, and it's the whole journey where we all started. But yeah, it started from there, and then I just kind of took lessons. I had the same teacher for about 10 years, and we played with bands in high schools, did jazz band stuff in my high school.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you got into the bands and stuff, because I know you were in a couple groups.
Yeah, I mean, that just all stemmed from building a network, a community. It first started in my town, in school, right? You would see the other kids who would play drum, bass, and all the other kinds of instruments, singing. I would join chorus, met some cool singers there. And then from there, once you start putting yourself out there, like you guys do, and you're saying, oh, I do my own music, and I write music, I like to play other people's songs. People see that, and then they go reach out to you because they want to work with you, and you start building a network and a community, and then y'all work together, and then they know someone that and then the spider web grows, and I'm sure you guys
it just
know.
keeps going and going.
Totally.
Yeah,
it's definitely. I mean, we met like that,
Exactly.
We the gig together, and
we put the gig together, and now we're really good friends, and now we work together. So
it's
that's
the best. Yeah.
I love music.
For sure. How did you start recording?
Recording?
Yeah.
So okay, so on my phone back in 7th grade, I came across this little app you guys might know called GarageBand. And I was like, ooh, what's this? And I looked up some tutorials online, and like I was on my phone, I was like doing the MIDI like piano, and I had all these little tracks there, and trying to come up with songs. I would record vocals through the phone mic. But that was the very beginning of it. I mean, I would have some voice memos of song ideas that I came up with. And once it was really cool to be able to make drum parts, bass parts, keyboard parts all in an app. And then from there on, it was just about exploring. And I realized that I had to get a Mac so I could get the actual GarageBand, the desktop version. Then that led to Logic. And from there on, it was just about like YouTube tutorials, exploring, listening to other people's songs, like just like learning everything online. Because I mean, there's so much information on the computer, like the internet.
Yeah. I mean, we're so blessed to be in this era.
It's almost intimidating.
Information.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all out there for you to do, and especially during COVID, I took that time to really get better at producing and recording. It was a great time it was like a blessing to have all that time, because normally I would be caught up in schoolwork and there's just a complete pause on everything. I took that time to record an EP, and it really helped me improve. And that's kind of when I realized I also wanted to do music seriously. That was almost 4 years ago now, which is crazy. And we just took that time, made the most of it, and it kind of set me up. It taught me the basis of recording. And
for sure. So you were kind of like all, as far as recording goes, or like writing, was that like you were like all self-taught until, or did you have anybody with?
I never really worked with anyone with writing and recording. It was just kind of on my own until I collaborated with a few people last year, with a few artists around Long Island. Started writing with them and co-writing. If you're an artist and you've never co-wrote with someone, it's the best experience ever. Like,
it's
write
cool.
with as many people as you possibly can. You learn so much from other people, how they see music and how they approach writing, and
for sure,
everyone becomes better. You build a relationship, because that's writing a song with people. You have to really talk about some intimate things and get personal. You have to connect with the person, so you really
get to know people. It's true.
You get exactly, and I love that, and I recommend it for anyone. Co-write, that's
for sure. We still have to do something together.
Yes. Well,
we should this summer.
Let's do it. 100%.
I feel like our audiences would like each other too. So I feel like it 100%. Would work.
No.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's make something happen. Not me plugging and networking in the middle of my podcast. Okay. I guess that kind of leads me into a good question. Like, so going to school and going to Berklee, like that networking and that like. Obviously, you don't like just lay out your course curriculum for us on our podcast, but like the kinds of things that like I guess you've learned, or like perspective shifts that you've had since going to school, and I'd be fascinated to know. Yeah,
so I'll start off with like more of the coursework curriculum. So once you get to Berklee, they load you up with a lot of, they call it core music theory classes, where they'll do like ear training and build up your ears through like do re mi fa sol la ti, like solfeging like that, or just like you have to dictation, where you have to write stuff down, like notes you hear. A lot of music theory, harmony. They have classical harmony and jazz harmony, but like when you put those two together, you can learn any song. You can write so much music. It's really eye opening, because you get the best of both worlds. Put them together, however style you want to do, and they make you do ensembles, they make you take lessons, so it's a great overall. It's like really well-rounded, the material there. And once you get through that stuff, you can then start going on a more like specific path. You can choose a major, and there's production majors, there's composition majors, there is what's it called, songwriting, like more like writing or performance, and all the you work with the professors there are all like in the actual industry currently working, and you get to
for sure
you learn so much from them. There's so many opportunities there. Everyone was always trying to collaborate, and it's just every person you meet is just like one of us, and sometimes it's a lie. You're like, oh, I need to just chill back, because everyone's so much better and crazier than you. But if you just get involved as much as you can, you'll grow so
For
much.
sure.
I feel like I've grown so much in this last year, more than ever, as a artist, musician, and
You
what was
did
the second part?
Did you do production?
Yeah, so I'm doing a double major there in songwriting and electronic production and design. So
nice.
Electronic production and design, we do a lot of sound design. We're using like Ableton and to create all these different kinds of basically sound patches for like drums, synths, whatever it is. It's learning how to program that because that's such a huge part in today's music, sound selection and choice. You know, you want to come up with that cool modern sound. You don't want to use last year's kick or last year's snare. You want to have the hit, like cool new hit, like modern, whatever it's
no,
gonna
I know
be.
what you're saying. It's true. No, definitely.
And yes, and then that's also a lot of music production, just mixing, and that it's not that easy to do, and it takes a while, and you do multiple classes, but the teachers are always there giving you review, personalized feedback, and you go through their mixes with you, and you get to learn a lot from that. It's kind of like a little like a little head boost, like a boost, you know. You just get to, they'll be like, okay, you're doing this wrong, and instead of spending like a few hours YouTube tutorials trying to figure out, they tell you in 5 minutes, and you know what to work on and fix. So it's definitely helpful. And then the songwriting too, they just teach you a lot of how to top line, how to do lyrics, how to write with other people, collaborate, produce with other people. There's just absolutely everything there, and that's I only went in those two directions. There's so many more directions there and stuff to get involved with.
For sure, I was gonna say it's probably very diverse too. Like, 'cause there's a lot of people. Like, they probably have a ton of different genres and like
every genre. Absolutely, every genre is there.
Is it interesting, like seeing how all those different people are collaborating or like think about like, you know what I mean?
And you know what's very often happens is that artists that specialize in other genres work together to write music and produce music. I mean, they might not release the genre that they don't like to do, but they're on the other people's songs. If you go writers credits and producers, everyone's working together, and that's how you get the most out of it. So if you do
that's super important to like, you know, learn as much as you can about everything, and like you be well-rounded. So
well-rounded,
that's awesome.
Know how to work with people and collaborate with people, how to be in a room and know that at times you have to be 90% of the room, at times you just have to be 5% of the room, and both are equally important, and that's always going to change, and you just got to be confident in yourself to know that you're there for a reason, and you're going to make it better. Cook up a little song.
So besides like the school stuff, like stuff that like is curriculum or like assignments or that kind of stuff, I know obviously you said you guys like get together and like record or whatever. Is there a lot of like, besides like campus stuff, or do you guys ever like go to venues or like do performances or like play music with each other or like, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's a pretty big music scene, well, I mean, at Berklee. So there's a lot of smaller venues locally in the Boston area, which Berklee students will get bands together, or will be an artist with their accompanying band. And there's a lot of Berklee bands. We'll set up like a card of 4 bands together, and like 100 Berklee kids go, and it's like a really positive, supporting community. Everyone's going to everyone else's shows. And you get the best of the best like there, and everyone wants to perform, like do their best, sound their best, and they're constantly practicing, and it's a lot of fun. And then of course it's the city, so you get some really big artists too, like a TD Garden they'll pull up, or they got MGM, and there's a lot of cool venues there, so you could see anyone you want. Really, it's just like New York City or like LA or anywhere else. They got all the big people coming.
No, because I haven't been to Boston like in years. So yeah, but that definitely, you know, makes sense, and it's cool that you guys are able to like get out. And like, I know it was bound to happen. Jonah was about to it was bound to happen at some point. I was praying it wouldn't happen this season again, but it's something I've been dealing with. I got to fix this. But yeah, no, it's really cool to be able to see like that happening, and the fact that you're able to just like, I guess, get out there and like, you know, school too. And, you know, every school is different. Some are like, stay on, but that's a really
Berklee, I'd say, is different than any other school, where other schools, they have a specific music program where you'll have like 50, 100 kids in that program, and everyone knows each other really well, and they all work with each other. Whereas Berklee, with its only music, everyone's just kind of doing their own thing on their own grind. A lot of people will cross paths, but it's more what you get out of it, what you put into it. is
Yeah.
So you have literally everything going on there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that being said, now that you've completed your first year, what do you got to look forward to, this upcoming summer and year, next year at school, all the things?
Yeah, so now that I finished my first year, I mean, this summer, first of all, we're going to be working a lot on the solo artist music. I have a lot of songs that I've written and produced, so now it's about marketing and branding and recording a ton of content, like you guys know, because that's what it's all about. I
That was so aggressive.
All the music business and marketing professors and people at Berklee they all say you gotta at least match the amount of time you put into marketing as the amount of time you put into your music production and songwriting. Yeah. So like if we're spending 10 hours recording and producing, minimum 10 hours on the marketing and branding, where it's that like recording videos, editing videos, reaching out to people. And it's not the fun stuff, but that's what you got to do, because there's so many people nowadays.
It's so important.
You just go on TikTok, Instagram, every reel is just a new artist. So
wild.
First, you got to plan out and like build up your brand to see what differentiates you from everyone else. Then once you have that down, you got to take the steps to figure out, okay, what type of content plans am I doing? What type of image on? Because your content is showing people who've never seen you who you are. So you want to plan that all out, figure that out. But it's a lot of work, and I get it as an artist. Like, I want to be making music. I don't want to spend time being a promoter, like marketing, branding. But it's just the game nowadays.
That's,
you either gotta
that's the modern music scene.
Play it, or I mean, like think about it though. Like 20, 30 years ago, you needed record labels to promote and do this. So now anyone can do it. But the fact that anyone can do it means that everyone tries to do it.
It's a double-edged sword. It's people. There are people who shouldn't be doing it who are doing it, and then there's people that, just people that treat it as more like a hobby, who are doing it, who you're competing with, and it's just a totally different. But there's the plus side where there's no barrier. If you are someone who's super talented, you just get out there and then the thing I was going to say, which I think leads perfect, and you can relate to this, Jonah can relate to this, I certainly can relate to this, is just when I feel like, and you could probably agree, when you finally get over yourself and you're like, okay, I'm into this, the content thing, and you post it and you'd have something that does well, and then the people on the internet are just like the fucking worst, man.
Yeah, you meet the Instagram, you get on the wrong side of the Instagram comments section, and
TikTok, whatever
TikTok,
it is, Facebook.
The trolls are brutal.
Dude, the people...
you just don't respond to them, don't give in, because there's so many people who will see that. And honestly, if you get a bunch of hate comments, let's just boost the algorithm, and then people who you actually want to have them become your audience get to see you. So you just got to see the positive side in it. Social media is not, if you're a sensitive person and you want to be an artist, it's gonna be tough, because you're gonna have people hating on you even when you make it, even when you're Taylor Swift. Still have a ton of hate, but you know what?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have your core group of people that keep you in check, are super positive, and that's all you need really in life.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true, because I've made that mistake, and I could give a little pointer to everybody watching the show if anybody wants to. I was in this loop for a while, and Jonah remembers this period of my life where like the hate comments were like nonstop, every post. Like, it was bad, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it was because I realized after a while, I had like somebody look at my account and was like, well, it's because you're engaging with them, so then the algorithm thinks that you want more people like this. And I was like, okay, interesting. It's like good to know. So I've had to learn from that, but like, it's a fascinating thing that like, and then everybody thinks that like their opinion is like the highest of holy.
Yeah, everyone thinks they're a music critic.
Like it matters at all, and it's terrible. And they're not. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about. They're literally just reflecting all of their bullshit onto you. And it's
just
like
you don't got to give them the satisfaction of knowing that they get to you.
Totally.
All you need to do is find those super fans, find those people that really love your music, and then engage a lot with them, because they're the ones who are going to support you. They're the ones that are going to be your fans. And nowadays, when there's just so many artists, it's like finding that super fan community and building that up and building that relationship with them. And you're almost like you're like their friend in a way. It's a little weird, the situation
it's
with social
weird,
media.
Right? It's weird to do that.
You got to interact with them. Yeah, you're like talking to them about your day.
It becomes like a friendship thing, and it's a strange transition. If you're somebody who, and I'm sure you can relate to, it's like you're coming into it, and you're coming into this music thing, and you're seeing how it's been in the past, and you're like, oh yeah, there's artist and fan, and there's like a separation, because that's just the old model. And it's like, it's so weird to like be like, okay, I know these people personally, I know like personal details about, like, they've like shared things with me that like I don't even know people in their family know, and it's like. How the hell, like, not that I'm asking for it. It's like they just, because they feel so comfortable with you because they're so connected to your music. And it's just, it's a weird place to be. And it's interesting figuring that out. I'm glad I'm not alone in that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's really cool that we even have this tool and we can build those relationships. And
True.
With our fans, with other artists, you can reach out to anyone, and it's really beautiful, like, how you can create your network or just like your fan base too, and interact with them and engage with them. And I mean, that's where it comes in really handy. I know the hate is whatever, but you just gotta block that all out and keep on doing it. You can't let anyone stop you. Just keep on doing it till you make it. If you set that goal, you have that plan in mind, it's only it's only a matter of time till you get there. How bad do you want it? How hard are you willing to work to get that goal?
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought that. I'm glad like this came up, because like this has been a common theme on our show, like since we started this. Our very first episode, Jonah, we talked about a hate comment that you got on that video, that guitar demonstration video you did.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember. By the way, and Luca already knows this because I've done it, I am the king of going to my artist friends' comments and fucking fighting with trolls.
No, Nick is the best.
Yeah,
he is on the front lines. He's like,
because I'm just so
they see hate comments
so
before I do,
and I'm like, I'm on the prowl. But Jonah, this is actually a really funny story, because anyone who hasn't seen the first episode of our show, you should. It was really funny. It was a long time ago, but we actually talked about this on the show, and I love telling this story, Luca. So I said to Jonah, he got a comment on you. What was that video you made? It was like some sort of guitar.
Was it like the one about dime squeals?
Yeah. It was the dime squeal video. And that person wrote that comment like, I'm going to do a pull off of your mama's G-string. You remember what I said? It's the greatest comeback in the history of comebacks.
What was it? I remember it was really good. But...
Yes. I said, I bet you've never met a woman before.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I love going back at people. I had it's kind of like maybe I should talk to someone about it, because like I almost enjoy it a little too much, fighting with trolls on the internet, especially when it's my own videos, because I feel like so like liberated, like just telling people you need to work, like they're like, you need to work on you music. I'm like, you need to work on your grammar. I'm very quick about it. I could put it on my special skills on my resume, but
comeback king,
comeback king,
professional,
exactly. Before I forget, I and this is another one of my favorites. I told Jonah, and then we'll move on from this. But see, I have a problem. I shouldn't enjoy this as much as I do. The person said something about straight ass, and I was like, "This is a comment section for my music, not your favorite snack." And I was like,
"That's funny."
And I just don't care. That's the thing. I think that's at the end of the day. Is like you said. It's like, what are they going to say back? Like they just automatically know that I don't think anything they say is.
These people would never say any of this to you in real life, straight to your face.
No, like if I was performing on stage at a venue, this person would walk up to the stage and say something in front of everybody. They just, it's gutless, man. You know, exactly.
You got to see the flip side of it and realize that it's who cares at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you move on. You do what you love. You got to remember the reason why you're making music to even begin with. And, you know, these hate comments, it's only a matter of time till you're big enough where they're like, they become fans and they switch up on you. They're like, oh, I always loved you.
That's happened. That's happened to me before. Yeah, I've had people who've been hate comments, and then you'll respond to them, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I was just kidding. You're not." And then
you say something. That's what. If you're gonna respond to a hate comment, say something really nice to them.
I've
really
done that
nice.
too.
That's
I've
what
done
I
that
do.
Because then they feel really, most of the time they'll feel really bad, and they'll be like, oh wait, no, it's, dude, you just got to keep on grinding and working, and it becomes positive, and then they think that you're actually a really nice human being, not like so many people on the internet, which are being fake or not. You're actually genuine, and you took the time to respond to them and be like.
Don't you love how they're still though, like, even when they turn around and they're like, no, I'm just saying, you got to put more work in. Like, who are you to tell me what it is I should or should not be doing? Like, I don't know. People just think very highly, but too highly of themselves nowadays.
It's okay. I mean, everyone's on their own path, on their own journey, and you just got to worry about yourself. Like, there's not enough time in 24 hours in a day to be worrying about other people's comments.
Nah, it's true. It's true. No, definitely. And I it's always a good reminder for me to hear that, and I think it's good for any artist. Coming up.
Any artist.
Everybody experiences it. There's not a single. If there's a single artist there without hate, they probably never posted a video.
Yep, 100%.
Or they've never posted a video that's gotten
they have
views.
the blandest content ever. They aren't showing.
Even then,
people
will still be like this. Yeah,
this guy's boring as fuck.
Yeah,
they'll find a way to say something. It's beautiful. I know how these people think too. I've had some scary instances. I don't think you two have ever, but Jonah knows about this. We had a whole episode where I talked about a specific person where it escalated very, so out of hand. We had to scrap the whole episode and refilm that week because I didn't want to give that person any attention. Like I've had haters that have straight up stalked me, found all my social media platforms, commented everywhere, harassed my DMs, posted on their story, making fun, like made it their life's mission, which is weird, but at the same rate, it's obviously it's just a reflection of them and not me, because anyone who would spend their time doing that, it's you got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
So you're right. Well said. And I won't get into too much. Maybe after we're done filming.
We can talk more. Yeah,
we'll talk more about that. But that being said, so I'm looking forward to new music from you. Obviously, I love your songs Paradise and Moon Girl and straight up jams, bops, whatever you want to call them.
Thank you.
But they're really great. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about what we have, or me too? I would love to hear what we have to look forward to from this summer.
Yeah, so dropping another single in June. It's called Falling Out. It's so basically the song takes you through the breakup through a relationship and how you lose feelings for someone, and kind of it's like the turmoil inside of you of you want to break up but you also still love the person, and it's like a really difficult decision to make, and you kind of realize you've fallen out of love with this person, but and I feel like it's happened to, it's like a really relatable feeling, and
totally.
I try to come up with a acoustic-y Shawn Mendes production to it, so
cool.
I'm excited. Nice. I'll be teasing it and making a million covers.
Is this your first post Berklee full release, or?
Yeah. I mean, the other songs I had. This one I fully wrote and recorded at Berklee. Yeah, and I have a lot more that I've fully recorded at Berklee, and those are going to be coming out soon. But also, I'm trying to do a single a month and keep that plan going, keep that consistency rather than drop an album once at a time. It's just I've talked to a lot of people who are doing marketing and promoting, and if you get the constant music coming out, the growth is, it's easier to build that growth and that momentum rather than people dropping a whole album or even an EP. That's great, but just release every one of those songs as singles and
then put
every time and then end it.
Exactly. Then you could just
because you with and this is all getting technical for viewers.
Oh yeah, we
but with ISRC codes and stuff, you can just easily re-release those with the same streams and turn that into an EP, and why wouldn't you just milk it and then the last song just put it all together? That's actually what I'm doing. So I haven't announced this yet, but that's all I'll say about it. But I got another single coming out, and I'm kind of just gonna package it with the other three and make it a full EP, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's what we're doing with our stuff as well.
On that later. Yeah, exactly. You guys are. I'm looking forward to just all the new music on this front. I think it's going to be exciting, and Luca, because you're out here, we have to probably, we should do some sort of live thing together at some point this summer. I think it would be great.
I'm down.
Dude, as much as we can do, man. Now that you're home, you just got back, which is exciting.
I'm gonna try to set up some camps with different artists around Long Island, so we can get that going too.
Definitely,
find more people to collaborate. Because I want to talk. One of the things I'm starting at Berklee next semester that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what you were doing. Yeah.
So I'm working with a lot of the songwriting department and their professors there. We are creating a club called the Hit Factory Club, which basically we host and organize songwriting camps, bringing like the best producers and songwriters at Berklee together, working every week. We have briefs and pitches that we write for, and then we're going to have an A&R network and send all of our songs that way and get placements. And we're going to create this huge culture of just co-writing and songwriting camps every single weekend.
So kind of like that, I always love this kind of thing, like that Motown kind of like model. Like everybody's intertwined with each other and working on each other's stuff. And that's amazing. I love that.
Because then everyone wins. One person wins, and then everyone wins with them. Because they're like, oh, how did they do this? Because it's only a matter of time till one person gets that spark or whatever that takes them off. And it's just it's building that community and network of your people that you're working with. Everyone's supporting each other. It's super positive, and it just drives you, like makes you more motivated to want to do more. You don't want to let the other people around you who are working just as hard down. So
agreed.
It's a constant like reoccurring like positive.
Well, that's exciting.
Cycle.
Congrats.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
It's really exciting. We've done already two or three camps this semester, and it's gonna be awesome next semester. Yeah, if you guys are in Boston, those are awesome. Yeah, we did those in we would have different briefs like synth pop or dance or different genres. We'd have reference artists, and we'd have 6 hours song. You gotta have a finished song from scratch, and it's the pressure like makes you work more. It makes you work better, and you get more stuff done.
And it makes you better, because you just get. I think it's so true that you just get you get better just by doing things, not by learning. You got to throw yourself in there and just do it and learn that way. And that's amazing. Is the best teacher. And definitely. Yeah. You definitely match our like energy too. Like I can tell, like because you're like I can tell like a driving force of this, and like we're the same way, like always like go-getters, getting things done, making things happen, like starting things
do it
up
for you.
Exactly. And I think those are the people that succeed, like are just people that are always like chasing after what's the thing that I can start or contribute, or like how can I not innovate, but you know what I'm saying, like be at the forefront of the things that are going on, because obviously as that thing grows and builds, whatever it is, you're at the front of that,
leading the line. You got to be a leader, and
exactly, man,
show by example, and be a really nice person too, because it's all those things work hand in hand.
Oh yeah, because like you said, even though places are big, they're small, they're tight knit. Whatever your circle is, you're seen, and word travels fast. And if you're an asshole, man, that travels. It happens, and people just experience it too. It's like people don't realize just how much everybody knows each other in circles. It's like you have to just and it seems like for people like us, I feel like we're just naturally like inviting and want to do that kind of thing and are good with people, but it's just mind-boggling to me how people just aren't that way just in general. It's like, I don't know, but that's a conversation for another
podcast.
It's another podcast. But yeah, no, I have a weird like side thing that I remember I was going to ask you earlier. So this kind of leads into two things. Number one is, I guess it leads in recording wise. What does your like setup look like? What kind of equipment do you use?
Oh yeah,
plugins, software, and then I guess live too, because I think you had an amp modeler. I might have one seen or something. Yeah, so I would love to know the whole.
Okay, so recording setup, we got my MacBook, very important. I use Logic to record and mix, but at Berklee they like encourage you to use Pro Tools because it's industry standard. I've learned it; it's cool, and I use both. It depends, whatever.
Same.
And then they're real cool, and Ableton too. Ableton's really cool too. I would recommend people learn Ableton. It's just the workflow is really different, but very easily and fast. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting into DAWs.
No, you're good.
So we got, and then my interface, I use an Apollo. Love the Apollo.
Oh man,
nice.
You get all the UAD plugins, and
you got a solo or a twin or?
I got the Twin X. Yeah, it's about this guy. I need to unpack and recreate my whole setup. But yeah, the Apollo Twin X. It's awesome because you could just put it in your backpack, take it anywhere, record anywhere. And
have you been using that the whole time, or did you get it?
Yeah, I got mine like over winter break, so quite recently.
Shit.
I added
what were
that
you using
to the
before
setup.
that?
I was using a PreSonus interface. I forgot which one, but it was like $100 one. It's more than useful. It's a really good interface. Really, even the Focusrites, the Scarlett ones are like $100.
I have a rack one
Scarlett
with like 8 inputs.
Yeah,
I have a 18i20. It's like
the interfaces are great. And I feel like that's something you just got to naturally upgrade over time as you feel yourself grow as a producer and an artist.
Agreed.
And whatever, of course, whatever in your budget too. And
true.
But as your music comes better, like upgrade your equipment because that also plays a big part.
Because you can record with plugins, right? With the UAD, right?
Yeah, the UAD you have access to the plugins. Although a lot of the plugins you also have to buy once you have the UAD.
True.
So it's like you get the thing to buy more things, and it gets a little expensive very quickly. But I mean, they have some really good like modulations of like actual outboard gear. And like the LA2A compressors is something I use now in like all my vocals and I don't know, like plugins. I have like the Fab Filter pack, which I'll do like EQ de-essing.
Oh yeah.
I love Melodyne and Auto-Tune, like the Antares Auto-Tune.
The Antares package is great. I have with my Pro Tools account, I have that attached, and it's really good.
Nice. It's
like,
nice. And
like the harmonizers and stuff in there are really good.
I mean, that's what people in the industry are using. So if you want to sound like just as good as they are, you kind of have to. But
no, it's true.
Yeah. Other than that, I got like headphones. These are like open back Sennheiser headphones, and I have some Rokits KRK that I use for monitors, and then I have like an SM7B which I use for vocals.
I have over here. Yeah, over there. But yeah, no.
That's
totally, man.
A solid setup, and that's all you kind of really need. You can make records just using that. Anyone can make a record. You have all the stuff you need.
Like I was saying, you don't have like an amp, right? You have a
the amp.
Speaker.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So I bought a Line 6, the Helix, and it has
those are sick
patches. Yeah, and you could just make your own patches, and they have default patches you can edit. It's cool, and then it's really easy to switch. You just press one button, and you go from like a jazzy clean tone to like super distorted with the hella delay and reverb patch, and it's just for gigs. It's awesome.
Your rig was great. Like when we did that gig together, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. I want to just get more into that for the audience because there were some fun things that happened that night. But yeah, no, I remember. Just you had such great tones and stuff, and so you're just using like a clean like, what is it? I guess not PA, but like, is it? I guess
so. It's Line 6 also made that amp. It's basically a PA, but it uses an XLR cable to connect directly to the Line 6 amp. It's just a better connection, and you can also what's cool about the Helix is you can go like straight into a house, like straight into a board
for sure,
and that's really useful when you're playing like I did a lot of musicals before I went to Berklee, and I would play in pits, and you would just switch from one song to the other. I would like program each scene or like the next song in the Helix, and
it's really cool.
Press one button. It just saves time. It's like some nerd stuff.
No, I'm with you. I've always wanted to do that. By the way, that's pretty cool. Like pit band, because I've been on the stage a lot and done a lot of theater in that capacity. But I've always wanted to do a pit, so that's pretty cool.
Pits are awesome, and you just get half the time you're just a fan watching the show, and you're like, wow, the songs are so good. It's just a chill experience, as long as you know your stuff. Don't
for sure
learn. Yeah, it's cool.
Totally. No, that's amazing, man. And I didn't really know a lot about when I first got into all the equipment and stuff. Like I didn't know a lot about like amp modelers or anything like that. Like obviously I knew about like plug-in amp modelers, but I didn't know a lot about like a Helix or like a Tone X or like a Kempler or something like that. But so I went like with the alternate route. Like I went with the frickin' clean amp with distortion pedals, and so it's all analog on my end. But I'm always jealous of the people with them. Like, 'cause you get so many fucking tones from the modeling. But then it's a double-edged sword, like anything else, because you get the sound
There's
of an
pros
amp
and cons. Yeah.
totally. But you had a great rig, so
Yeah.
definitely.
I
have to
appreciate
come
it.
over just to play it. Not gonna lie.
For sure.
Yeah, no, totally, man. That's really crazy, man. But yeah, like I was saying, you sounded so great that night, and the rig was awesome. And I missed that. I just have to say, by the way, though, like what we said at the beginning of the show, like that show was so much fun, and I just remember so many little things from that show that were like, where did you guys went and got like a pool noodle or something?
Yes, from out back. Or actually, I think my friend Sam, he brought a bunch. I don't know who brought them, but we were just having a blast. It's like having all your friends come and support you at a show and hang out.
That outside
It's
area
like no other.
Yeah,
outside of the venue.
with a little outside patio in the back,
Kind of like a
just
party
hanging out,
beforehand.
talking,
That was
having
fun.
And it's just so nice to see that there's other people your age doing the same things you love.
True.
Because so many people nowadays, like, they're not really. There's like, I'm talking to like my parents and all like my music teachers, and every high school used to have a battle of the bands back in the day. And now no one does that anymore. It's all kind of sports and academics, but the music.
Oh my god, man! I remember, when I started Exile, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, so maybe we can not just get gigs like at bars, like maybe we can do something like, I don't know, like at high school parties or like, and everybody was like, nah, we want to play trap music on an iPhone. And I was like, I'll take, bro. But like, I'm like, if I'm thinking to myself, this was 30 years ago, we would be raking it in right now. Like, we'd be playing every party at all of our high schools. We would be at the dance. You know what I mean? It's just such a different, like, but I will say, atmosphere. I have noticed in the last 5 years or so, at least on our end too, and I think Jonah sees this in his area too, like on Long Island and too, there's more and more young musicians who care about like real music and good music and want to play instruments and want to like I feel like something happening. Just I think everybody's starting to get like, if you look at the chart too, like music chart right now, and there's like the reggaeton stuff is disappearing, the trap rap stuff is disappearing. It's becoming more guitar based. It's becoming more like pop rock. Like if you look at Benson Boone, Olivia Rodrigo, like just the direction of where everything is going, it seems like good music is starting to, and our generation is really starting to care about that kind of stuff. I mean, I could be wrong, but I see it more and more every year. The last couple, like 2 or 3 years, it's been like a huge shift.
I mean, it all starts with the student or like the kid or taking initiative on their own, exploring the music out there and finding. There's so much great music. You just got to find it on Spotify, do your work and research.
It's a C though. It's a C, but you got to find the good stuff. It's true.
And then like so many people like and kids are learning instruments with YouTube tutorials. Again, like back to the internet. Like, you can learn any instrument online now. Not that getting a teacher or coach is. I personally feel like it just helps you speed up the process. But
Agreed.
To get started and get into it, you can totally do anything.
Yeah, everything I started with was online or self-taught or like, and then moved to. But I think it's important. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were saying?
No, I was just saying. No, it's exactly what you're saying. It just gives you a little taste of what's out there.
Yeah, and I think what's like I was saying. I think it, and I know you agree. It's like what people are being attracted to is start getting better and better, which makes me happy and makes me excited just about where everything is going. And I think that's a great like note to like wrap up on. No, I feel I couldn't have said it like, I don't think there's a better thing that we can say that's like, I'm hopeful about the future. I'm excited about where we're all going, where everybody is going, the young musicians. So yeah, that being said, if you want to like plug yourself, your socials, where everybody can find you, what you got coming up, all the things.
So I'm Luca Alex Music on all platforms, and I'll be posting a lot of pop music and bangers for you to bump into in the car, and just if I'll be making content covers, anything if you want
of us bumping together in the car, right?
Of us, exactly. We've really done that. So
exactly. Yeah, man.
I just.
Go follow. Go listen to his music.
It's
amazing. It's going to get stuck in your head. You're just going to not be able to stop singing his songs. So trust me, I speak from experience. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. You guys,
it's been a blast.
Cool. And I love, like, you guys are taking initiative, start a podcast, and
is this? By the way, I was gonna ask, is this your first podcast?
This is my second. I had a friend.
No.
No, but it was a long time ago. It was it's basically my first, pretty much.
All right. But, we'll say it's the first.
It was it. All right, let's re-record that again. Yeah, this is my first podcast ever.
Well, not bad, right? For no editing and like just going, right? It goes by quickly, right?
It goes by. We could talk for another 3 hours, and
We could.
But yeah, this was
people
awesome.
Okay. Well, while we still got the people watching, my name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Doc, and
this is Luca Alex, everybody, and this is
Rev Rock Revolution.
Peace out.